Well, for me, I've always been, like, since my swing so long, it's always been low and slow. And the second part is finish the backswing so you can get set to come down at whatever speed you may come down that you can control and keep your rhythm and balance.
Relax. Focus on the target.
Low and slow.
Try to make a good turn.
Staying down through impact.
Long John Daly, a two-time major champion and an even bigger personality. Big John is universally loved for his larger-than-life demeanor and his booming tee shots. Despite battling a number of injuries and ailments, Big John still packs a punch, and he entertains fans with his down-to-earth nature and his otherworldly talent.
John, just looking at the left edge of the screen, hits his patented little high bomb peeler.
Was that a driver?
It was a driver, and this is a good-looking golf shot right here. They love it. They love him around here. They absolutely love him. What a golf shot.
What a golf shot.
Let's take a look at this swing. As I dive into John Daly's golf swing, I see a few things. First off, Big John is not handcuffed by technique. All he's trying to do is take a bat and a ball and crank that ball as far down the fairway as what he possibly can. Secondly, he spoke of his affinity for Jack Nicklaus, and you can see some of Jack's moves in John Daly's swing. So let's get into it. Here he is at address, again just standing to it. Arms extended away from him, and that angle there is the pitch of the shaft at address. Now, a lot of golfers will try and trace the club along that line. Not John. You'll just see him rotate his hips, wind up his body, and that club will follow the momentum of the body underneath the plane going back. So starting back, watch the club. He just turns the core, and the club gets in behind him. Right there, things line up pretty well, but here's where the beauty happens. This is classic John Daly. Watch those elbows now as he continues to wind and continues to stretch that backswing to the nth degree. Look at that right there. That is classic John Daly. Now to compare him to Jack Nicklaus. This elbow right over here, that trailing elbow, the right elbow, which is floated away from the side a little bit over there, that is very much Jack Nicklaus. As we look further into this position at the top, you'll see John here with a wrist condition that's quite extended. Most golfers nowadays will be like, you want that wrist condition more flat, even more flexed, more bowed. Not John, he's just stretching this backswing. But the thing about that is to organize that back in front of him on the way down. So the first job is to get that trailing elbow back to the trailing side. So watch in transition. John unwinds his body, watch that elbow. Starts to swing down and starts to connect and marry up with his right side. Right now, he's lining up the golf ball, and right now you see the athleticism, because as we take him down slowly to contact, you will see a baseball-type player looking to crank one over the shortstop for a home run. Look at that picture there. Body turning open, right elbow by the side, club face right over the back of the ball, and JD is primed to smash it. Watch the arms now extend down the line. The body will continue to rotate all the way to the follow-through. The only thing now with John, of course, is because of some knee injuries over here, he doesn't have the push-up with the legs into the follow-through that he used to. But trust me, as we take him to the finish, John Daly still packs a punch, and that golf ball still feels it.
Yeah, he'll have the power to challenge this dogleg right hole, taking it up the right-hand side.
Well, he has to. He can reach that bunker, so he needs to stay right of it. That is long, and that is perfect. Great tee shot there by John Daly. Wow, is that out there?
That is uncharted territory.
And there he is. John Daly can still grip it and rip it.
Pulling his golf cart up there pretty close to that tee box.
John with tremendous length still.
John still hitting it as hard as ever. Hammers it down the right-hand side of the fairway at the first. Doesn't need help from the cart path, but he gets it. Look how far this thing went.
however, does.
Talk about clearing the left
this
side.
Is up the left-hand side.
John Daly.
Trying to cut it, and Johnny carries it all the way up that slope.
Unreal.
Expected that left
He'll have
tree.
to start that up the left-hand side, and he's done just that.
He cut it back.
What a play there by Daly. That is out there long, and now his mindset totally changes with the approach shot here at 18.
John Daly with a driver in hand, caddy view. This is just tremendous. Let's start at the very start. How you hold the club has the biggest influence on the club face. And you can see there, John always has a very strong lead hand, left hand grip. You can see how that hand is cranked over the club face. I believe with the pace at which he swings it, that was always just to help him square the toe of the club through impact. I love this at address. Big wide stance with the feet flared open. That facilitates a really easy wind and unwind of the torso throughout the swing. And people get caught up in John Daly's backswing. I love how his core moves. So starting away from the golf ball, you'll see a little trigger move. So starting John back, you can see that bump forward. I love it. That sets everything in motion. Watch how there's a little shift off to his right-hand side. The right hip is turning behind him, and the arms are extending the club head away from him, creating width. Now from there, he continues to wind up that core. See how it turns behind him, and there's classic John Daly at the top of the golf swing. Hands way above his head. That is just glorious, isn't it? Club head way past parallel. And you can see how through this all, he hasn't been handcuffed by where the eye line is. Going back, the big turn allowed the eyes to point to the right. Now watch how as he unwinds, he's beginning to point that eye line to the left. Now look at that picture there. You see this arrangement here of the wrists and the elbows? There's a lot of extension in that lead wrist. Watch how that all, though, will get extended in the blink of an eye and squared up to back where he started. So as I mentioned, this is John Daly hitting hard. He does stuff to wind up energy and then to unwind. But look at that, with all of those things on the go, you see how he's lined up the left arm, the club face, down the left side, and straight over the back of the golf ball, eye line in behind the ball, looking down the target line, and from there it's just freewheeling. Now, as I pointed out in the down the line view, as he goes through, he doesn't push off this trailing foot as much as what he used to, but he's still behind the ball enough to really give that ball a good hit. Watch this into the follow-through. Arms extend, body turns, wrist release, eyes and shoulders follow the golf ball, full flowing. Yes, the legs aren't under him, but that golf ball still got tattooed.
John Daly going with the 1-iron.
It certainly is, John. In modern day golf right now, he's one of the just few players that carries a 1-iron still, but he can move it out there about 250 yards flat, and he said run out about 275 yards.
Well, that's a beauty right there. Couldn't place it down there any better.
John Daly on the tee, ready to go.
Full location over on the left side. Do not want any part of left.
He's got a chance. How about that? A hole-in-one for John Daly.
John Daly 2 under.
Just makes me think that December is right around the corner. Christmas is coming. Oh, come on. Yeah.
John Daly on the tee.
Tough hole here too, Bob. It's a little awkward. You need to carry it up. The green is perched up a little bit, and beautiful shot there by Daly. Carried it right up on top.
Here's John Daly with an iron in hand. Now granted, because he doesn't need as much power, the stance is a little narrower, but I love the fact that he is so stacked right over the hips. See, the armpits are over the hips. That's someone in good balance, someone who's ready. Once again, too, and I love this look, I advocate this for a lot of golfers to turn through the ball. That front foot is turned outward, just about a quarter turn. Now here's Daly, and we talked about the forward press. Let's zoom in on his hands. Now see that thumb of his right hand? Watch as he starts the swing. Watch the trigger. You see how that thumb repositions itself? And it stays there throughout the golf swing. I'm not saying you must, but I am saying that the pressure in the right hand, that non-glove hand, is held by the two middle fingers. The thumb and the forefinger, they're pinchers. They should not be pressing on that club. And now he's set up to go into the backswing. So everything remains the same, just a clean turn of the body, backswing not as long, no need for power. This is just a scoring iron. As we unwind him now, you'll see the lower body lead, no real sliding, just a clean pivot of the hips that get him all the way down to contact. See how neat that is? The arms unwind, there's contact, and a very square club face, and looking in on that thumb position, yeah, it's still there. So that's just John Daly. Again, grip pressure in the middle two fingers. Now JD is known for power, but to me, he's got wonderful touch. And he's a great shot maker. Now watch the follow through here. Watch as he goes midway into the follow through, how his right arm rolls over the left. That picture right there is just absolutely dandy. Right arm over the left, that squares off the club face. That is John trying to hit a little rolling draw. Watch one more time. Arms roll over each other. Look, that club face is slung around there. That's slamming the toe of the club shut and allowing him to flight a little low draw. And you see how that momentum of that club almost flow into his body. And one more time, how that takes him all the way into the follow through. Watch this. His eyes over the ball, arms roll over, body follows, balanced follow through. Crafty John, not just powerful John, that is crafty John Daly too, and a beautiful example of how to hit a draw and do it your own way.
Trying to knock down an 8-iron here from just under 170.
Well, we said the whole location over the right side, right out in the open. And he goes flag hunting. Beautiful shot there by Big John.
Just a moment ago at the 13th, John Daly, his tee shot.
178, John. This is a little cut 6-iron. Trying to play a little shot in there, and boy, did he ever.
That's incredible.
We go back to 12.
John Daly on the tee, not wasting any time.
JD never wastes any time.
He throws a dart in there
And
as well.
He hits them all like that.
John Daly on the tee at 16.
John not taking much time at all. Very fluid swing there by Daly. Oh my, what a shot there by John Daly. Right over the top of the flag, dialed in as he is.
So here's a bonus. Patriotic John Daly. Now question, downhill lie in the bunker, if you were in the situation with people on the other side of the green, would you take as big a swing as this? Consider this for a minute. So JD, at address, you can see how the body lines are looking to the left-hand side. That's natural because he's trying to create a leftward path or path across the ball with an open club face. So now as he swings back, you'll see him stand the shaft of the club up a whole lot more, like right there. You see how that shaft of that club is looking almost vertical. Now I'm going to leave that line there and allow him to come down and through the ball all the way into the follow through. So there's the full swing. Now he cuts down and across the big splash of the sand. Now that club's going to exit his body somewhere in this area, all the way into that spot midway through. And you see where that club exits? So it was going back, it steepened, coming down, you could see it was leftward. And that now is creating that down and left path. So let's watch him do this a few times, shall we? So we take him back to the start. Arms up, shaft steep, swings down, left of the ball, face open. He splashes the sand and tosses that sand all the way onto the green. The ball is propelled by that splash of sand. Watch how the club bounces and interacts with the sand. Look at the speed that the ball climbs on. But more importantly than anything else, watch the direction in which the club head is traveling as it works down his body line, which is across the target line. That is gorgeous right there. Face open, splash of the sand, ball takes off like a homesick angel. And that was just a dandy out of the greenside bunker and a great model for all you guys who right now aren't brave enough to try and hit that shot with people on the other side of the green.
Oh, what a shot there by Daly.
I thought it was a tough shot, Billy Ray. It didn't look that hard for him.
Daly on the 18th.
Par 5, he can reach in 2, so obviously having some issues here, but great way to save par.
John Daly, his third shot.
Well, Johnny's gotten up and down to save par twice. This is a tough shot here. Not looking like it, though. Wow.
My goodness, that was good.
That's great hands and great speed there, John. He was able to create a lot of speed.
And you'll notice here how long and flowing shots like out of the bunker are there for him. He has got a great touch around the greens.
He really does. Really soft hands. Kind of amazes me that he can take it back that far on a bunker shot like that. And he doesn't quite decel, but he sure comes into it nice and tender.